Welcome everyone back to Pommy and Oz. Hope we're all doing really well. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe. It helps the channel out, and you have been so gracious in your support of the channel so far. So thank you very much for that. As we're on the road to 10k, we've hit 4k. We are chipping away. We are probably ahead of where I thought. It's an ambitious total. So if you can do me a solid and join there, we'll be doing a members giveaway next week. So if you want to be involved in that, you can become a member of the channel. And we're getting into the VFL report. Carlton versus Essendon. It was a 99-68, 31-point win for the Blues at Icon Park. And it was fairly comfortable, it has to be said, apart from the second quarter where they came back. The Blues did probably enough, in my opinion, to say that it was quite comprehensive. Some interesting takeouts. If we look at Essendon, Elijah Status, he was quite impressive, to be fair. The 7 clearances, wasn't scared as well of getting stuck in. He's quite a small body, but you see the talent. He's really industrious as well. When he was out wide, was really high up the ground. So you saw why he was really highly rated. I was really impressed about him. He did stand out. Nick Cox, he's a weird one. He is big boy as well, big boy. But you know he's combative, and he won't be too far away from the seniors. It's going to be an interesting one. Lewis Hayes, I was huge on this kid in the draft, and I still continue to be. Puts a bit of size on. His ability to read the flight of the ball was really good, and he although he was troubled against the bigger bodies, he does the right things and someone to persevere with. Nick Bryan, I was really impressed about this kid. Battled hard in the ruck all day and has got something about him. Kane Baldwin's leading patterns are really good, particularly off that high half back line. High half forward line. He works really hard to attack the ball, and the 6 marks around the ground, he really gets involved. Alistair Lord was combative in what he did for Essendon. Alwyn Davey Jr., I'm a big fan of Alwyn, and he's just a tackle magnet. He's a pain in the arse, to be honest. A natural successor of Tipper, and I think with a higher ceiling. Patrick Voss had a behind, had his opportunities again, real strong on his forward pressure and his work rate around the ground. McBride wasn't sensational, to put it that way, but you can see why Essendon are persevering with. And Tipper was industrious, good leadership throughout, work players into the game, real selfless role. But all in all, comfortable performance by the Blues, and they were a more experienced side, it has to be said, and that showed. And the ladder doesn't lie, invariably. And Carlton took the opportunities pretty well and built into the game. And let's get straight into these players. Lockie O'Brien, rated him a 6 out of 10. The 14 kicks, the 10 handballs, the 3 tackles, marks around the ground, 9, 1 clearance, 3 inside 50s, 3 rebound 50s. I was watching O'Brien really carefully in this game, and it's weird because the seniors and the VFL, people will say to the eye at first, it's a different game style. It's not really. What you actually see is the confidence levels, because it's a standard below and they're jam-packed with talent. It quite quickly starts to look more free-flowing. They do hit the targets. Lockie O'Brien, you could see probably what goes wrong with the AFL team. A lot of these kicks and handballs were the safe options. They weren't direct. You can see the 3 inside 50s. It wasn't what I'd be expecting, where you saw the other players in this team, particularly the players that were really looking, I wouldn't say to do damage, but were looking to make a name for themselves. Players like Ramshaw, Cunners, Dorsey, they were looking to be bold, and that is where the big difference in the seniors is, and that is where you can see that this structured game plan falls off in the seniors when it's safe, because everyone doesn't spread. And I felt like Lockie O'Brien here had real opportunities to take the long option, particularly with Cunners working in front of him. And he went with cosy options, and that's not going to cut it. It was a good game, though. I'm just looking at players like Lockie O'Brien. They should be smashing the door down, like C4 explosives on the door, because that wing, particularly with Holland's out now, is open. And no bins there. This was his game, and I felt like he missed an opportunity here. Fogg is such a peculiar customer for me. Works so hard. He always stands out in VFL. Tackles hard, protects his midfield, always there for the option. A lot of these marks, incidentally, coming from them short options I was complaining about O'Brien doing. But again, looks to make something happen. Whether it's midfield or high half forward, he works incredibly hard. He's a workhorse, and I love him in the VFL. Can he step up to the AFL? It's weird because he's playing a position that you would say definitely he couldn't do much worse. So interesting, but I liked his game. 7 out of 10. I was impressed from start to finish. Lockie Plowman, the marauding halfback he's becoming. Few kick-ins in there, but good tackles, very good overhead. Nice little stoppage work as well. Really looked to get the game going. I loved his direct play, to be honest. It's a real interesting thing. I've never seen this Lockie O'Brien since GWS, but taking the game on, having a little bit of a go. And it's really nice and refreshing to see from him. Looks like a transitional threat. And he was really solid. 7 out of 10. He kept his man quiet and did what he had to do. Zaki Fish, playing across halfback, interesting. You could see it was a bit of an adjustment. Went a little bit higher up the ground in the second. Got a bit more involved. And was actually surprisingly strong on the transition. I liked his aggressive kicks. He did try and take the game on. Round stoppage, I enjoyed his work. Felt he was unlucky not to snag. Liked his directness, real penetrating inside 50. A weird one, though, seeing him at halfback, because I would say that you've got no chance in hell of playing seniors. There is so many halfbacks. When I see people suggest halfback, I'm like, why? We have so many who can't be converted elsewhere. And 9 doesn't go into 4. So it's an interesting one. I have a theory. I think Voss froths defensive pressure from his mids and particularly his forwards. And it's not quite there yet. Maybe they wanted him to work behind the ball. That was my theory in this one. I'm happy to be proven wrong, though. But sometimes you've just got to make a name for it. But it was an okay game from Zaki. New position, and he didn't alarm me. Lockie Cowan. Love this kid. This kid here, intercept specialist, came off his man, took the game on as well. Real penetrating, playing the 1-2s as well. A few 1-2s with Ramshaw and Dorsey, really looking to do it. A 7 out of 10. Could have been probably higher, to be fair. Did occasionally get caught defensively, but we know that Cowan is my boy. I love him, and he showed it this week. Very, very good game, and definitely putting his name in lights for the seniors. Cunners! Yes, I get to talk about him. I wanted to give him a 10, but one of the misses was bad. About 14 kicks, 12 handballs, 7 tackles. Oh, hook it to my veins. I love Cunners. Marks 5, 2 goals, 1 behind, playing mostly high half forward. Yeah, this guy's got it. Please stay fit, Cunners. I love him. Everything he does has just got an element of risk, and thank God for that. The thought of having him receiving the ball outside 60 will shore it up. He made a lot of players in this, like McMahon, Gill, Crocker, look very good because his work rate and his ability to find them was sensational. He takes the game on. He makes the right decisions, and they're X-Factor decisions. Cunners was easily best on for me. Harry Lemmy, I loved Harry Lemmy's game. He's leading. His kicking action is a dream. I just watch his kicking action and I salivate. Really building some nice levels to the game. Still a long way off seniors, it has to be said, but really building some nice work from him, and I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing. His leading patterns are special as well. He does the right thing. He does high percentage plays, and he's not scared as well. There's a selflessness about his running as well inside 50 as well. He really creates space in behind him, works really well as a team. That's real positive for Harry. I really do like what I'm seeing from him. Josh Honey, the forgotten man. This was a better game from him. Could have had more goals, but worked really high up the ground. The marks were really good as well. He really is willing to come up the ground. And I wish the seniors would make other players come up the ground, not their forwards. It allows Benny C and Liam to stay forward while Josh does this. Linked up well, good conduit, 6 out of 10. Tackle pressure was good, though. Tackle pressure was good, and we need the forwards to be putting tackle pressure. Long way to go, I think, to get back in the seniors, but more of these games. More of these games, please, Josh. Hudson O'Keefe, really enjoying this ruck work from him. He's starting to become like a little feature. Some real good intent in these clearances as well to not let the ball out. He wasn't scared to get his head over the ball. Some real good tackles from him. Starting to build a bit of a ground ball game as well. That'll come, but you can see why Nick Austin liked him. His ruck work is pretty much there. It's just about putting the body on and getting it around and trying to get him rolls, but he was everywhere. He just didn't quite get the results. And Dommy A, Big Dom, waiting for him to break out. Some good marks here where he double guessed himself and didn't take the game on. 5 out of 10 for me. He's building, but I want to see a little bit more from him, if I'm honest. I feel like he's holding back, and now's the time to go. He's built the body of work. I want to see him jettison off, but all in all, a routine win, what I'd expect, 5-goal win against Essendon. They did their job, and that's a pretty positive. Some good performances, though, from Cunners and co. I'm looking forward to seeing Cowan and Cunners back in the seniors come into a game near you soon. But that's the VFL wrap. Stay safe, everyone. Look after yourselves. Pom out.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella